It's midnight and someone or something is using your Wi-Fi. You check the connections. There's a new device on the list. You never added it. The name? Zombie Neighbor 1337. Did a dead man just log in to your life? Subscribe to Think What If for more stories that push your imagination to the edge. You listen in silence. There's a wet rattling sound, low and close, shuffling in the hallway outside your apartment. The scent of rotten meat drifts on the air, just as your browser lags. Static crawls up your arms, your pulse races. You click disconnect, and for a moment, your screen flickers, showing videos tagged Outbreak. Now you hear mumbling from the next door unit. Words slurred and hacked, as if spoken through a mouthful of mud. You lean closer to the wall. You're not alone. Was it really your neighbor, Mr. Ghulam, the one who never used the internet, who shuffled to the mailbox and always carried that battered medical book? Last week, you saw him return from a lab on the university campus. His bag was packed with weird glass vials. You never thought much of it. But now you wish you had. Something is moving next door. What if real science seeded this nightmare? In the jungles of Brazil, invisible parasites slip into the brains of ants, Ophiocordyceps. It drains their will, pulls their legs into place, and then erupts with new spores from their skulls. You picture it twisting inside a person. That chilling sound is the same rattling even now outside your door. Your phone vibrates. A notification. New device added. Contact Zombie Neighbor 1337. You can almost hear a lab technician deep in some basement. Did they ever ask what happens if a virus jumps from insect to human? Some researchers already do. Rabies is one. It warps the mind, spreads through saliva, makes creatures foam at the mouth, attack, infect. You try not to imagine your neighbor infected, drooling in the dark, sniffing out the nearest path right to your Wi-Fi. Every breath comes sharp and fast. You lock the door, but your hands shake. Outside, footsteps scrape. Then, a sudden desperate groan that slides past the walls. It echoes the same rhythm, zombie neighbor. Your heart pounds. Is your connection making you vulnerable? How can a virus spread? Through a mosquito bite? Through the air? Could it ever leap through networks, digital as well as biological? You remember the story of Toxoplasma gondii. Cats carry it, infecting nearly 1/3 of all humans. It worsens risk-taking, stirs unpredictable impulses. Scientists have wondered if it can shift personalities. What if a mutant strain started swapping out caution for hunger? Suddenly, you hear a loud crash outside, a body hitting something unsteady. Not a cat, but something taller. Heavy breathing claws at your ears. The sound is everywhere. Windows rattle. You want to call for help, but every time you open the browser, that strange lag returns. A new movie is queuing up a documentary on experimental rabies vaccines, funded by a lab from Wuhan. You feel uneasy. Has your neighbor become a carrier for something new? Imagine waking up and realizing the infection doesn't start with a bite, it starts in the cloud. Your senses sharpen. You can smell bleach and vomit. The scent is older, bitter, desperate. The lab where Ghulam works studies parasites that can make locusts swarm, turning them against their own kind. What if he brought home a sample? What if it got out? The news warned last spring of a lab accident, flies escaping from containment, carrying engineered viruses. No one reported side effects at first. Now, you're noticing peculiar behavior all over town. You see Ghulam listed as active in your Wi-Fi control panel. How far would you go to protect yourself? Should you shut off everything and hide, or confront the infected? You move to the window, peering through slats. Gray hands grip the fence. Eyes stare, not quite seeing, but searching. You realize, with a shock, the world's technology might be as vulnerable as its bodies. What if viruses can infect minds and networks at the same time? You recall how rabies floods the central nervous system, stripping away fear. You remember how the brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri, blindsides swimmers with sudden fever, confusion, and death. There's scientific truth behind every horror, but you didn't expect it on your doorstep. You hear coughing, wet, ragged, a digital stutter matching your own lagging connection. Are you scared yet? You should be. Your neighbor's Wi-Fi device attempts a handshake with yours. He must be awake, must be hungry, searching for more exposure. Would you delete him or try to help? Now he pounds at the wall as if desperate for a signal. The motif returns, zombie neighbor. It thrums in your ears. Is he calling for help or hunting for more than data? You step away, but the pounding doesn't stop. You wonder, could a virus, by evolving through forced experimentation, shortcut its way into human society this fast? In the 1950s, the Kuru virus spread through cannibal rituals in Papua New Guinea, causing wild laughter, twitching, and death. Science uncovered the truth, but only after the damage was done. Did Ghulam open a door that can never close? Suddenly, your phone buzzes again. Connection unstable. Attempting to reconnect. You feel dizzy. The air tastes metallic, charged with tension. Outside, something hits the doorframe. It feels deliberate. Now the motif echoes again. Zombie neighbor. The city's own heartbeat slows, as if held captive by a contagious dread. Imagine your world cracked open, not in the deep woods, but in the bandwidth between apartments. You recall how the cordyceps fungus grows through ant brains, making zombies in the leaf litter. You wonder if the line between parasites and people is thinner than you thought. Would you risk a confrontation or wait out the next phase? You smell something sharp, sour, as if the infection is already breathing through the vents. Now you replay the timeline. Ghulam brought back samples from campus. The lab sent warnings. Your Wi-Fi glitched. The infected signals seemed to pulse in time with his movements. You ask yourself, is contagion only about blood and saliva, or can it ride invisible networks, finding new hosts in data and DNA? At the peak of panic, there's a new twist. The neighbor's door crashes open. You hear stumbling, scraping, and the faint buzz of wireless devices. A scream cuts through the hallway, brief but shattering. You realize the infection isn't just biological or virtual, it's psychological. Fear spreads the moment you believe it. The motif clings, zombie neighbor. You lock yourself tighter inside, feeling paranoia in your bones. Now, in the faint blue glow from your screen, you see your own device marked infected. Your hands tremble. You send out a desperate message, hoping for help, hoping for the line to hold. Could science have stopped this, or did curiosity let the monsters out? You reach the story's end, shaken by possibility and wonder. If a virus can jump species, if a parasite can rewrite minds, who's really safe? You take a final breath and look at the window. Shadows shift. The city outside feels changed. Are you infected now, or are you watching the infection begin? The silence stretches, broken only by one phrase, looping through your mind. Zombie neighbor. Subscribe to Think What If for more worlds you should never forget.